Um, It's not often, I guess, that I have openers, wins or losses. But I just want to go on record that I don't know what you guys saw. Jada, I don't know what you guys saw, but some of that play in the second half, I mean, I almost wish I wouldn't have subbed, but, Josh and Leo and those guys deserve to play, and I wanted to get Raul some minutes and all that. But, I mean, the team was really good. I mean, it was only 2-0. I mean, it was a shame that we didn't score again, but some of the, the passes and the one touch and everything, that was some of the best soccer that the Seattle Sounders have played in a very long time. Reminded me a little bit of some of the stuff that Oba and Clint used to do, just some of that stuff that you would see, and it was entertaining. I thought that was a really entertaining match. I was sitting on the bench with the guys, and I had to compliment the staff. I just said, look, you guys, this was another super good week of training. You guys have done a great job preparing the team. And all of that hard work that they did showed up within the players. I thought it was great.
With that, we'll throw to you guys. Maz, go ahead.
Brian, I want the defense. Obviously, the offense, we'll talk about that. But
Sorry, Gigi.
yeah. Just what can you say about your defense, and then that ability to? How hard is it in this league to shut out 2 games in a row and then play free from the back, to, like you're saying, to just?
Well, at home, we're going to try and have shutouts all the time, Maz. It's one of the things we're going to work on. Look, I don't know if Steph had as many challenging saves tonight as he did against Colorado. I mean, he had to make some saves, but, they were kind of routine saves for Steph. He had to come out and punch some balls. They're a team that crosses a lot, but, I thought Steph looked comfortable for most of the evening. But Jackson Reagan, that was one of his better performances. That he was really good. He won some of his aerial duels. He's obviously clean on the ball, but you're talking about his defending. I thought his defending was good tonight. I thought Nuhu locked down. Alex, of course, multiple assists. His performance really wasn't defending Maz, but, Yaimar, JP and Albert, you could see, look, Albert had a good game. He was motivated. I asked him before the game if he's still upset, with some of his ex-teammates, and he kind of laughed and said, well, maybe a little. But, no, he had a good game. Everybody did. I mean, Hebert, Nico up front, it was a good performance.
We'll go to Jada next.
Thanks. I do agree as far as the play goes in the first half. Do you feel, though, also that given what we had talked about as far as the history with RSL, that this was a even stronger test than Colorado, too, as far as the opponents that you've faced? You've got 3 this season. Were they the strongest that you've faced of the 3?
Well, I don't want to compare Colorado to RSL. I know that, our record as of late, somebody gave me the stats when I was on the field. We actually don't have a bad record here in Lumen Field against RSL. But they are a good team. And for us to keep a clean sheet and score 2 goals and create a bunch of chances, Jada, I thought I was very pleased with the performance. And it might have looked easy, but I just think the level of our team, the way they played, it didn't matter if it was RSL or Colorado or Dallas or LAFC or whatever. I think, the team was playing very well tonight.
Go to Jeremiah next. Mike's coming for you. Jeremiah on your right arm.
Yeah. Speaking of the defense, it seemed like you guys were counter-pressing as effectively as I've seen, picking up a lot of second balls. I mean, was that a point of emphasis?
Yep.
And
Oh, yeah.
Can you kind of speak to that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. There were times, I'll have to watch the film again, but there were times where Christian was coming all the way into the center of the field, left side of the field to counter press, back pressing. Look, Leo Chu didn't go on the score sheet. Maybe he wasn't involved in the attacks, but he's even counter pressing, which I appreciate. Jordan's counter pressing. What I mean by counter pressing is when you're behind the ball, you have to get back. And the guys did it. The guys did it with consistency. Jeremiah, we do want to keep a higher line of confrontation at home. And, it even starts when the goalkeeper catches the ball. I want a guy up, it's a little cat and mouse game there. Goalkeeper catches it. I don't want him to just drop off. I want him to stay within, 6-8 yards, start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wondering where the goalkeeper might throw the ball short, that little cat and mouse game that Bear was doing with McMath. So yes, we are keeping a higher line of confrontation, and we do want to, keep teams pinned in.
Okay, we'll come down to the front row here. Russ, I think you had one, and then John, we'll go over to you next door here.
Hey, Coach, if you just go more in depth than Bear up top, 2 goals now and 2 performances so far with the Sounders, just to see how he's fit in so far.
Well, he's in rarefied air, I guess. The only other Sounder player to score in both of his first 2 matches was Freddie Montero way back in 2009. So Freddie scored against New York Red Bull in the first game, but who was the second game?
Man, you're putting us on the spot here.
Somebody's put on the spot, but Bear, I mean, he had another really good game. I mean, he was tremendous.
John.
Like was mentioned, Bear gets 2 goals in 2 games. Raul comes on and hits the post with one of his first touches. I mean, how difficult of a decision is that going to be for you, having to pick between those 2 guys?
It's going to be horrible. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Any chance those guys will
Sure.
see time together?
Yes, absolutely. We'll work on it.
Okay, yeah, we'll go back there to Tim. And while the mic is making its way back, it looks like that second match was against Real Salt Lake.
Oh,
Nate Jacob and
okay.
Freddie Montero,
Okay.
2009.
All right, there you go.
Tim, right there.
Hey, Coach. Bear with his second goal. Alex Roldan tonight had his first multi-assist game.
That was surprising. I didn't know that. I thought he had.
I
mean, he's
was
been
surprised
so
to
good.
find that as
yeah.
well. Yeah. Could you just speak a little bit to the growth he's made, the progression he's made since making the switch to right back? It's been a pretty impressive.
Well, what I'd say a couple things there. Look, Alex Roldan had a really tremendous coach at Seattle University in Pete Fewing. It's number one. Taught him a lot of the basic stuff. Number two, there was a lot of guys that doubted Alex when he first came out as Christian's brother, and Alex always had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, which, helped him. And Alex is a really good player, and his defending's good, and his attacking movement's good. Him and his brother do seem to have some of that backyard, whatever they were doing back in LA or wherever, they some of that stuff they do, they were probably doing when they were 6 and 8 years old. And that's great to see. But Alex was really good tonight. Very good.
Okay, Diego.
Thanks, Gus. I'll try and keep the answer short.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Felicitaciones por el triunfo. 2 preguntas cortas. Una, luego de 2 triunfos consecutivos y contundentes, ¿cree haber encontrado el equipo ideal? Y la segunda pregunta, Luis Díaz jugó solo 10 minutos. ¿En cuánto tiempo podría estar ya para jugar los 90 minutos? Gracias.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
They got 2 short questions. The first one is, we've got 2 very strong victories in the first 2 games of the season. Do you believe that you have been able to find the ideal team based on these 2 victories that we had? And then second question is, Raul Ruiz Diaz played today 10 minutes. When do you believe he's going to be able to play full 90?
Okay, I don't think we have the ideal team yet. The 2 wins are important, but the season is long. As far as Raul is concerned, we're working him back into fitness. Again, there was a question in English that, what do I do with Raul? When is he going to play 90? Well, he probably could play 90 next week, but I don't know if he's going to play 90. I mean, the team has been playing well. So those are tough decisions for me as a coach, for the coaching staff. And, you know, we will continue to try and make good decisions to help the team win games. And, you know, at the end of the year, we'll see what our best team is. Like I said before, it could be one forward, it could be two forwards. We'll see.
Sí, han sido 2 victorias inicialmente, sin embargo, creo que todavía no hemos podido necesariamente encontrar el equipo ideal. Hay otras opciones que podemos variar. Y con respecto a la pregunta con relación a Raúl, vamos a continuar viendo su estado físico y cómo continúa eso evolucionando. Yo creo que él podría naturalmente jugar 90 minutos el próximo partido, pero no estoy seguro si va a jugar 90 minutos el próximo partido. El equipo, como está jugando bien y es una difícil decisión que el staff técnico va a tener que tomar. Todavía no estamos seguros si es que es necesariamente un equipo que va a jugar con un solo delantero o con 2 delanteros, y eso va a depender un poco de cómo va evolucionando todo en el futuro.
Okay, yeah, we'll go back to Brad here with his hand raised.
First, congrats. But I want to ask, you talked about that free-flowing soccer and free-flow play of yesteryear. Is that continuity? Is it personnel? Is it something that the guys have been doing in training? Because we didn't see that a lot last year. Is it confidence? Is it all of the above? Can you talk about just how and why that's what we're seeing right now?
Brad, I think it's confidence. I think it's just, you know, again, the amount of work that those guys did to prepare for the Club World Cup. I think you're seeing some of the benefits of that. I think that team was, you know, laser focused to try and do well in that tournament. It didn't pan out, but they had the base of a good preseason. You bring back JP. I mean, JP was a big part of some of that toka-toka, and, you know, he manages the way the game is played, you know, true to his Brazilian heritage. How Jordan came up with some of that stuff, I mean, I don't know. He's more of a, you know, just power speed guy, but he was feeling it. I talked about Jordan, Christian and Alex. Albert obviously was motivated against his team. I just thought everything came together tonight. It was a combination of a lot of different things, but it was super fun to watch.
Okay, knowing that the players are going to wrap pretty quick here tonight, I want to get you guys over there for player soundbites in the locker room. We'll take a couple of more. We'll go right here, Gigi. Yep.
Coach, this was the first full game for JP. And now we see Alex, even Nuhu and Albert having good games. Do you think that JP is helping them to have better performance?
Of course. He makes everybody in the field better. It's a fácil pregunta. Easy question.
Okay, quickly to Zoom. Felipe Makeda, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Alex. Your coach, congratulations again with the win. I would like to ask you, what do you attribute the way the Sounders is playing, the passing, the transitions? They've been moving the ball from one side to the other side. And also, if for this season, your team, your technical staff is doing something in terms of fitness so that the players can, you know, be in a better shape.
Felipe, I think I answered that from Brad a little bit. I think it's a combination of a lot of things, the way we play. The fitness staff, yes, they did a good job in preseason. The coaching staff has done a good job. I think, you know, I think the preparations for the Club World Cup certainly has prepared us for some of these early games, and we are seeing that preparation in the games.
All right, last couple. Alonso Contreras, I see you. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Thank you, Alex. How are you, Coach? Congratulations on the win. Coach, 2 home games, 6 points. The Sounders are playing very well. But our next game is against Cincinnati, a team that's still undefeated. They have very good defensive players and also offensive players. Do you think this match will be a great test to see if the Sounders can play the same style at home to bring it in a away game?
Of course. I mean, you have to play just as many home games as you do away from home. So, we'll see. It'll be a good test. We haven't played in Cincinnati, so it'll be a new experience. But we'll be prepared. We'll be ready for them.